neglected, that their point of view is being eliminated, and that's what makes them. That's why we're currently seeing people down the street, they're demonstrating and everything. I think it should have been handled in a different way.
Okay, Mr. Sherif, what are your impressions of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's statement?
Well, it was to be expected. I mean, he's supposedly the 25th of January revolution was supported by the army, and the army came out and supported the people, and we heard slogans of the army and the people are single-handedly into that. So he's also, he also always recognized that the 25th of January was a revolution. He always had this view. We even have the Constitution to defend the 25th of January revolution as well as the 30th of June revolution. So that's to be expected. That's not news, if you wish. But what I was hoping to hear, and I didn't, was the fact that the country is definitely polarized at this point of time. And the polarization is unfortunately against the way I see it, it's a generation type of polarization. But however, in some people's eyes, it's a ideological polarization. So at this point of time, people would always label the opposition, if there is anything at this point of time that can be called that, as either Ikhwan sympathizers or MB sympathizers, and definitely we have been hearing tones in the media that has been quite anti-25th revolution by mainstream media, if you wish. I was very much hoping that in every speech for the president, he would stress very much how much he came out in support of the 25th of January revolution. Now, not as an ex-army general, but as a uniter and as a president who is the leader of the country at this point of time. So it lies upon his shoulders at this point to unite the people, all the people, not just of the people. So I was hoping to hear that, and unfortunately I didn't.
What do you, throughout the past 4 years, this labeling, this if you're against me, you're a traitor, if you're with me, this sort of labeling.
I always had a problem with labeling.
Catastrophic for the society?
Well, I always had a problem with labeling because during the MB or the Ikhwan era, you were either pro-Ikhwan or anti-religion, kafir, okay? Or now you're either anti-stability or what have you, or so labeling has always been a problem in this country, but I take that to the point that we've never been educated in terms of different is good. Now, people are born different. There are different ideologies, different alignment. There are different ways of doing things, different thinking. Not everybody looks the same. Not everybody thinks the same. So we have to learn to accept different. We have to, in the true, I would like to call myself or label myself for once as a liberal, and for me a liberal is a person who believes in the liberty and freedom of others before he believes in the liberty and freedom in his own sense. So we really shouldn't, it's always been that we shouldn't have, the system that was implanted in our heads as young children, if you wish, is that we really need to unite, and unite has always been another synonym for melt away the differences. But they're not opposites. We can still unite without changing the fact that we are different, but we're still united in the fact that we all want the country to be better, but
Who's responsible for changing that mindset? I mean, is it, as Ms. Yusuf said, is it the educational system? Is it educating the next generation?
Definitely education.
Is it the media? I mean, who plays that role?
It's not a single thing that can change a country of 90 million people, but I would definitely start with education. But here's the thing with democracy. Democracy is a very interesting thing. I believe, I'm an extreme believer in freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and democracy. And I believe that democracy is a system, maybe it's not perfect, it's got its flaws, but the cure for the flaws of democracy is more democracy. The freedom of expression brings out sometimes the best in people and sometimes the worst in people, like we've seen the Charlie Hebdo incident. It's always been a case where do we take the freedom of expression? I mean, we should put limits on freedom of expression, but from my own experience, I can tell you this, that the freedom of expression can only be, I mean, the negative aspects of freedom of expression can only be dealt with more freedom of expression. So instead of educating people that you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't say this or you shouldn't say that, no, but we should encourage people to be free, to express themselves, and to be exposed to different points of view, to different people, and then only then will we learn to live in peace, accepting that people could be different and accepting the fact that people could voice their own type of ideology, and that would not be a threat to my own, if you wish.
I mean, let's look a little bit to the future. I mean, we're expecting parliamentary elections in March. How important is it that these polls are smooth, they're free, they're fair, and that people actually turn up?
Well, it's not a question of how important is they're smooth or free or fair. If they're not smooth or free or fair, then we have achieved absolutely nothing. So it's not a matter of question if it's important, it's a question of life versus no life in the country of the court.
It's guaranteed, I mean.
You have to guarantee, but like I said on many shows before, it's like we're not looking for the government anymore to have fair and free elections. We are going to have free and fair elections. We, the people, are going to have free and fair elections by understanding what's at stake. I believe that the next parliament is going to be the most important parliament in the history of this country. I believe that we should absolutely, we the people should have a very important say in saying who becomes a member of this parliament. We should completely shed and abandon all types of candidates who can present themselves as old school type of candidates. That cannot happen anymore, and I'm telling everyone now, if we fall into this trap, then everything would have just like completely gone. This is the point where I would actually lose hope. If we manage to get the parliament, the next parliament, that is free from all people who represent, I wouldn't use the word old regime because that's been so cliche now. I mean, we've got people who are not belonging to the old regime but are still handling the old ways of the old regime, who have inherited, if you wish, the old regime. And when I mean the old regime, I don't only mean the Mubarak regime, I also include the Muslim Brotherhood in that, because they are no different. And if we really, what I was really hoping for, and what I really hope, and I'm full of hope, that the youth of this country is going to be a very important engine that will drive the next coming election. They should go and educate the citizens of this country of who to choose and how to choose. Don't fall for the trap of people who would be what we call the services candidate, if you wish. The one who go promise that I will solve the issues within my own constituency and completely ignore the fact that the next parliament is going to draw the roadmap for the development of this country. So it's as simple as that. It's in our hands. It's nobody else's hands.
Right. And just in a nutshell, Ms. Yusuf, if you can just tell me the importance of the parliamentary elections and that beacon of hope, if you will, during these times.
I completely agree with Mr. Sherif on that point. The coming parliament is going to be the most important one because it's actually based on democracy. Part of this parliament, I hope, a big part, is going to include youth of different parties, of different opinion and different points of view, hopefully ones who don't share the past ideologies and ideas of the past regimes. However, I sincerely hope, it's like my last hope, that the people who are going to run for the parliament are going to help the government to achieve what we strive to achieve the past 4 years.
I definitely hope so too. Mrs. Sherif, political activist and member of the Free Egyptians Party, thank you very much for your time. And Mr. Sherif, member of the Left Party's High Commission, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end to this special edition. Do stay tuned here on Now TV International, and once you follow by Cat, wishing you a very good evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Go!